happy today. I am William Brown from IamWilliamBrown.com. This is Happy Today Morning Reflections. Happy Today is a time where I ask the question, who woke up this morning? Who woke up this morning is a question that I invite you um, to consider, to have some inquiry so you can have access to your day. Good morning, Melissa. Happy today to you. Within that inquiry of happy today and who woke up this morning, there's a couple of prompts that I ask you or I invite you to try on. And so I picked a UR card this morning, and the UR card is You Are Enough. The other prompts that I have for today is parenting, love, and relationship change. Now, I will admit this, that when I saw relationship change, it there was a pit in my stomach, because there's a part of me that I don't say like to hold on to relationships, to my understanding of relationships, because I feel sometimes it feels, or in the past it was hard um, to um, to really understand relationships, right? So to really be sense there were many examples that I have within my life that I thought a relationship was something, and then it turned out to be something else. So yeah, so I don't, so I think there is still an unhealed wound around relationships. There is, there's a saying that I say sometimes in my coaching, and I've shared online. It's your relationship with one thing is your relationship with everything. Um, and a part of me feels like that is great, because all I have to do is fix my relationships with things, and then I will, fix my life, right? So that's one side of me. And the other side of me is the recognition that there is this concern around relationship. So there is a feeling that relationship, or my relationships, is tenuous at best. That I have to do things, that I have to prove things, that there isn't this enoughness, that you are enough to um, to make relationship work. So yeah, I felt I had to get that out. So I don't know if that's added value to you, or if it was just a rambling of a guy in the morning, right? Right. So let's look at the affirmations for parenting and love. Excuse me, sorry about that. So the affirmation for parenting is, I love and nurture children to make the world a brighter place. I will add to that, because this has been coming up a lot lately. I love and nurture my inner child to make my world a brighter place. Think about that for a moment. I love and nurture my inner child and make my world a brighter place. So I love and nurture children and make the world a better place. And I want you to add, I love and nurture my inner child to make my world a brighter place. Right? So the affirmation around love is I see through the eyes of love and attract more love in my life. I see through the eyes of love and attract more love in my life. So, relationship change. It's the affirmation around relationship change. My relationships grow and evolve for the greater good of all. My relationships grow and evolve for the greater good. I can embrace that. It's allowing your relationship to grow, not to stay the same. Even if it is good, there is still room to grow, to evolve. I've mentioned in, back 7 years ago when I had trauma in my life, within my marriage and a lot of other areas of my life. I was having this image of a hand, right? A hand like this in sand, me trying to hold on to sand. And it was just seeping through my hands. And there was this sense that as much as I would try to hold on to my relationship, my marriage, I was going to lose it because it was going to slip through my hands. And I think there's so many relationships that I've had that I've tried to do so much to hold on to instead of allowing them to evolve and to grow for the greater good. So yeah, so that's the message that has come up. Good morning, Keisha. Happy today. So this is the moment where I invite you to look at 4 areas. 4 areas. I've already introduced one with affirmations, but I invite you to look at 4 areas. So gratitude. Think of 1 to 4 things that you're grateful for. Think of 1 to 3 things. Did I say 4? 1 to 3 things that you're grateful for. Oh yeah, there's 4 at the end of that. That's hilarious. I am grateful for my family, my extended family. The more that I reach out and have conversations with my family, the more that I extend grace to my family. There was always a sense of, literally feeling like the black sheep of the family. Because there wasn't this sense of belonging. So, yes, I'm grateful for that. I am grateful for my clients that I have and my clients to come. I am grateful for my ability to make a difference in my client's life. You know, there are many times where there is what is known as the imposter syndrome. I look at it a different way. Is that there is a role that you're taking on, that you feel that you are not that you can't perform that. And what it is, I think what it's an indication are that you're not being yourself. The more that we are ourselves and really embrace who we are, then we can be in any role, because we are whole and complete. So if any time we feel that we're an imposter in something, it's an indication that we're not being ourselves. So that's my 2 cents. So that's what I'm grateful for. And then what my intentions are for today. My intentions are today is to achieve everything I put my mind to. I don't know what that means. And I want to, everything that I say that it's important to me today, and I get to say that I will accomplish, I will complete. It will not be done, it will be complete, and there would be a financial benefit to me because I did it. Everything. I am Midas today. That is my intention. To take on the spirit of Midas. The golden touch. Yeah. The next thing that I would invite you to look at is service. Service. Who can you be in service of today? Who or what needs your listening so you can be in service to them? Who or what? I'm going to think of that. That is not presently available to me, but I will take some inquiry of that. And the last thing is the affirmation. I want you to look at an affirmation. If any of the prompts of affirmations that I mentioned through parenting, love, or relationship change, I invite you to share or just make mention of your affirmation for today. I am going to take on relationship change. I am going to take on relationship change as my affirmation. It's the one that scared me, right? The one that scared me is the one that speaks to me today. My relationships grow and evolve for the greater good of all. So the more that I allow my relationships, all of my relationships, to evolve, the more that I will see the greater good in that. So, yeah. Today on One Word Conversation, it's a live show. I am going into my new schedule of Friday and Saturday of live shows of One Word Conversations. The One Word Conversations word today is tolerate. Tolerate is the word. So that should be fun. Yesterday on Healing Conversations, that was a powerful conversation. We had some I don't know, StreamYard, internet technology challenges, but for what you could hear, it was an amazing conversation. So I invite you to look at Disconnect to Connect Conversations and watch the the healing conversations. It was the fulfillment of healing, the fulfillment of healing. So yeah, that is something that I will definitely listen to again and be with. So um, yeah, I woke up this morning. I when I was getting ready, as you can see, I have my uniform on. I have some calls that leads me right into things. So there is this. There's a busyness of my day. There's a movement, of my day, from coaching calls to the show to a number of different things. So, but I was listening to an old song, "Don't Worry, Be Happy," and I can remember when that song was out. It was a catchy tune, right? It was a catchy, and it was kind of you know be positive, you know shit is terrible, but be positive type of thing. But within the framework of this conversation of Happy Today, it took on um, it landed totally different, because I didn't hear "Don't worry, be happy." It's like, "Don't worry, be grateful." Find ways to be grateful in the difficulties, in the lessons of your life, and it really caused me to not be so worried, right? Worried about things that are way past due, in the on the calendar, or the time that I want to take care of them, and to give me a sense of security and purpose and honor and all of those things that cause me to do things myself. Um, there was within that there was a conversation around. I was reminded of a conversation that I had of survival, and I think there was one thing that came up within the conversation, that it was the it takes a village, or something like that. And I quickly responded to her, to my guest, and I hope she wasn't offended by that. But I quickly responded that that's a good sentiment and proverb, and I get it. However, we don't live that way. We don't live as, we say it takes a village, but we don't live as if we are a village, to take care of each other. And that came to me this morning, as if, because there's an accountability in the village. There's a responsibility in the village. It's not just, a village is not just a group of people that are concerned with what you're concerned with. It's beyond that. There are agreements that go along with that. So yeah, there was a sense. I don't know why that was a sense of my morning too, but it's like operation within the village, and really helping do that. So Yeah. So that's what's showing up, that I am enough. Parenting, love, relationships. Looking at my intention, looking at, there is this, I don't want to say there is this defiance, but there is this sense that just get it done. Just kind of take care of it. Just kind of own it. Just kind of do it. You know, Melissa, I think I'm empowering, or I'm in body. I don't know. It's early, and there's some words. I am taking on. Be you, and the world will adjust today. You know, that card, that way of being. I don't know why. Maybe embodying is not a word. Maybe that's the reason why I can't say it, is because it's not a word. Um, so I don't know. But yeah, I since most of you were on the um, yesterday, and you were a part of my mentioning that I scheduled a cry, I wanted to give you an update of that. And um, let's just say, because of that time, I decided to schedule another time today. And the reason why is that it didn't show up the way I want. How I thought it would show up was this um, blubbering, um, exercise of just allowing the tears to flow. Um, but what showed up, I don't feel like I did it wrong or anything, because what showed up was this sense of melancholy. There was this deep um, sense of appreciation and sadness, um, or disappointment or something. And I think there were a few tears, but it was mainly moisture on my face. It didn't feel like a cry. It felt like, something in my eye type of, type of thing. Um, so so yeah, I just wanted to. And Keisha, thank you very much for the meditation. I think there was this centering my heart, and just kind of, I think that there is, I don't think my heart is hardened, but there is an access to my heart that I have shut off, if that makes sense. So really being willing to sit with my heart is, I think what's the invitation, um, the next invitation. Can you just sit with your heart and see what your heart tells you, what it speaks to you? That's an inquiry. And I think there was so much. I think a part of my um, desire to cry was what I was seeing, right? What was in front of me, what was not happening, what was not working. I wanted to grieve over that. And I don't think that's where the grieving is. Um, there's power in that. I don't know. And that's the words that I have. Good morning, Yvette. Happy today. Um, so, yeah, I've noticed that this time has gone to 20, 25 to 30 minutes. I've tried to keep this done in 20 minutes, 20 to 25 minutes, and I've added 5 more minutes. So, you know, it is what it is. I am so honored to be here and go through this, and I hope that this day, this moment in time, is of benefit to you, because you are enough. So as this day continues, it is my prayer, that you embrace your inner parent, your nurturing, and discover ways that you can nurture the children of your life or your inner child. I invite you to discover and to see through the eyes of love, and see how the people that are important to you and what is important to you shows up. And also be willing to embrace and discover a relationship change. And how that shows up is that don't hold on to the way you're relating to something right now. Give it space to move and to grow and to evolve. Because you are moving and evolving. Allow yourself to grow with your relationship, to allow your relationship to change. Because you are enough. You are enough. And there's also the inquiry of tolerate, how tolerate shows up for you and what that means. I learned something a number of years ago that we are what we tolerate. We are what we tolerate. Some of that is, I believe, is true, but that's not who we are, right? We're not our doing, we're not our thinking, we just are. So I think a more accurate thing is we become what we tolerate. If we tolerate less than ourselves, that's who we become. That's not who we are. I don't know if that was a download, if that makes sense. Maybe that will come up in the show. But as I acknowledge the disappointments and fears of my past, and embrace the anxiety and the hopes of my future, I become present to my appreciation and my gratitude of every moment. So I become present to my happy today, that you can become present to your happy today. Happy today, my friends. Be blessed. I'll see you at 11 a.m. on One Word Conversations, where the word is tolerate. And as Bobby McPherson, I think his name, that's what it is. Don't worry. Be happy. Don't worry. Be grateful. Don't worry. Appreciate every moment of today. Blessings.